All right, how do you make more money? How do you earn more? How do you keep more? How do you create wealth? How do you make more money? Let's face it, a lot of people, the majority of people in our world today are just getting by. They need money. Our world requires money. And I want to change one paradigm in your head right now. I want to tell you right now, I don't care who you are, where you came from, anybody can make more money. I have 5 things today, 5 steps that you need to take today in which you can take these and start to make more money. This is what I did in my life. I was making an average wage, just an average worker, and I finally changed my mindset, started implementing these things now, started from nothing, and now I have a business that's valued over $1 million. I have a couple other businesses too, and my life is blowing up. I really enjoy what I'm doing, and I made these changes. So now when the price needs to be paid, it doesn't matter what the price is, I have the money to pay it. So let's get you the money today. Number 1, stop accepting where you're at. So many people accept the job they're in. They think that that's the best they can do. And they say, it is what it is. I got the short end of the stick. I didn't get to go to a nice college. Whatever the excuse is, you may not be in the right vehicle for you to make more money. Okay? This might require you to change, to move, to switch jobs, maybe move states. You got to change something, because if you accept where you're at, then you're not going to get to the wealth. You're not going to increase your income. You're not going to have more money. You're not going to keep more money, because you're going to keep your income earning level the same exact what it is now. So number 1, you need to stop accepting where you're at and acknowledge that you're not in the right vertical. You're not in the right wealth building vertical. You're not in the right job. You're not in the right career. Stop accepting that. And number 1, be open to changing that. Be open to saying, man, it's crazy, but I would potentially be open to moving across the country for an opportunity if it was a great opportunity. I would be open to going to my boss's office and saying I quit to take a different career. You have to be open to that. If you're not open to that, then you're not wanting to make more money, okay? So number 1, have an open mindset when it comes to changing your current situation, because if you're watching this video and you want to make more money, you're probably going to have to change your current situation. Number 2, raise your acceptable standard and define what your new standard is going to be, right? So this is what I did. I came out of college. I made about $50,000 a year as my first job. Okay, by the time I had a mortgage and bills to pay, I only saved $200 to $500 a month, okay? And to me, I realized that is not acceptable. This is crazy. What's acceptable for me? For that time, I said I would like to make $100,000 in 5 years, okay? So I looked at the current vertical that I'm in, and I said, okay, is that even possible, right? And I said, why am I defining $100,000? I thought $100,000, I'm pulling in $8,000 to $9,000 a month. I thought that would really lead to financial freedom, because I would have a lot of money saved and I could invest. So $100,000 was my defining thing. And I started visualizing, what would I do if I had $100,000? Well, I'd be able to invest $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which would put me at $2 to $3 million when I'm 55, right? So I started visualizing what that would look like. I'll be able to go on vacations. I'll be able to afford it. I'll be able to drive a little bit nicer car, have a little bit nicer house. I started visualizing what that increase in income would look like, okay? And I visualized it so it would be more real, right? So when I had that standard, okay, this is what I want to achieve. This is it. It's $100,000. I want to achieve this. This is what my life's going to look like. My financial stress is going to be less. Number 3, what I needed to do is I needed to find a vehicle, a career that can meet my standard, right? I have a new standard, $100,000. And the job that I was in, was that job going to allow me to achieve that? And when I looked at it and I started actually having meetings with my boss and said, hey, this is my goal. How can I get here? And they kind of looked at me and said, I don't really see that being possible until you're here for like 15, 20 years. I said, great. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't tell them at that moment, but in my head, I said, I have to find another vertical. And then I was not in the sales side of the industry that I'm in, which is the insurance industry. So I left. I took a sales job that is super risky, that if you don't produce, they fire you. I left my comfort job, my $50,000 a year salary, my cush job, where if I showed up and did an average job, my average was better than most people's hard work. So, it's pretty easy to keep your job in corporate America. But I said, you know what? That's not my standard. My standard is $100,000 a year, and I'm going to chase that. So I went and left, and my standard changed when I went to that sales job. My new standard, I said, man, really financial freedom is at $250,000 a year. And in that job that I was in, that was possible. Okay. So I found a vertical that could meet the standard that I was projecting in my life. And when I changed to that new vertical, it's crazy how your standard keeps going up because you're pushing yourself. Because once I found out, okay, I started making $100,000 a year, and I was like, wow, okay, so I need to keep doing this in my life. So once I got to that new vertical, that new career, number 4, you need to work like a madman with persistence and patience. So many people don't talk about patience when it comes to hard work. They say, you just got to work hard. If you work hard in life, you'll be successful. If you're persistent, you'll be successful. But what a lot of people leave out is that you need to be, I call it persistent. You need to be hardworking. When you mix persistence with hard work and patience, okay, when you mix all 3 of those into one bowl, you will get lucky, which is really success earned. A lot of people say, oh, you get lucky, like a lot of so-and-so got lucky, that's why he got that job, or that's why he makes a lot of money because he's really lucky. What luck is earned success, okay? Your chances of being successful, your chances of making more money is a lot easier when you've shown that you've worked hard and you've been patient waiting for your opportunity to earn that money. So what I did when I went to that job with a higher standard that could meet my standard, my goals, that what I wanted to live at, I worked really hard. It didn't happen day 1. It didn't happen year 1. But slowly over time, my income started increasing because in sales, it does that, right? So my income started meeting my standard. And then I started being exposed to other people that had even higher standards than I did, and it forced me to raise my standard again. And that's when I eventually became a business owner. I was around other business owners before I started my business, and I saw these guys that are making $20, $30, $40 million a year, and I was really talking with them, and they said, the reason I started a business is because I just wanted an opportunity to be successful and to be able to make the money that I believe I deserve. And these guys weren't the smartest in the world. They didn't go to Harvard. They didn't go to Yale. They were guys that started their own business, took the risk, and jumped out and reaped the reward. And I saw that their standard for what was acceptable for them was probably 10 to 15 million in profit. And that's what the standard was. And I said, man, okay, I've raised my standard from 50 to 100 to 250, but how am I going to make 2 to 3 to 5, 10 million a year? How am I going to get there? Is there even a job, a career, or a vertical that's going to get me there? Well, when I started doing the research, there wasn't. The only vertical that I saw was becoming a business owner. Becoming a business owner is the only truly untapped earning potential that you can get, because you can have multiple businesses, you can be an entrepreneur. You think of the most richest people in our world today, they own something. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. Elon Musk owns Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, all these different businesses that he owns. The most richest people, Warren Buffett, invests in businesses. He owns businesses. He has shares ownership in businesses, and that's why he's rich. Okay, so ownership in businesses allowed me to hit that vertical that I've hit now, and then I keep going up. I keep raising it because my standard is my standard, and I got to hit my standard. So you have to define what you want. Is it even possible in the current vertical that you're in? And then change. You have to change. You have to move. I've moved a couple times in my life, and it is what it is. And it's is it fun? No. Is it stressful? Yes. But that's the thing, is that it is 100% worth it. So after we start seeing success, what I'm trying to tell you is you need to continue to shed skins like a snake does. And what I mean is how I continue to raise my standards, and that's how you continue to make more and more money. What this is really about is not settling, right? You don't need to settle for what you currently have, and you should not feel guilty about wanting more. Some people in your life will tell you, hey, stop wanting so much and you'll be happy. No, that's not true, because if you have a dog in you, if you have that motivation in you and you're settling, you're putting asleep that giant that really wants to wake up and run around. So I'm just telling you today, don't settle. Use this technique that I've used and that tons of other people have used to maximize their money, and you will find success in your life. So if you like this type of content, hit like and subscribe. I'll be posting every day about entrepreneurship, businesses, and life advice. Thank you.